Greetings fellow gamers, I'm the Soulsborne Seeker, and in this video I'll be showcasing 10 upcoming indie Souls-like games you probably haven't heard of, expected to release sometime in 2025 or later. As always, a kind reminder to please consider subscribing to the channel if you end up enjoying this content, since it will help me reach even more people and spread the knowledge far and wide. And now, without further ado, let's dive into it.
In the land of Beltane, a long shadow has been cast.
We begin our journey with Fade, embark on a treacherous mission across the land of Beltane in an effort to stop a cult from completing an ancient ritual that will sacrifice the realm. To that end, you will have to fight your way through the settlements of Celeste, Solemn, Whisper, as well as the capital itself in order to take down the 5 homunculi monarchs, each one of them in control of a different form of alchemy but all entwined in the nefarious plot to destroy Beltane. Fade features 8 unique weapon types for you to utilize, including great swords, battle axes, and twin daggers, with each armament also having a magic variant once imbued with Aura, the world's arcane energy. Combat follows the tried and true Souls-like rules, with stamina management, blocking, parrying, and dodging being paramount to your survival. Character progression comes in the form of leveling up and allocating points to your statistics, which you do at Aura Mantles, the game's equivalent to a bonfire, that also function as a fast travel system. Exploration will be rewarded with new pieces of armor and rare accessories, as well as various side quests that, once completed, will yield helpful rewards. Fade has been available in early access for PC since December of 2020 and is expected to come out of it sometime in 2026, at which point it will also become available for PS5 and Xbox One, with a potential Nintendo Switch 2 port if the game is successful. Next comes BANSHEE, Demon Girl. Transpiring during the 16th century, the game tells the story of the first ever Kunoichi geisha to arrive in Europe with the first Japanese embassy, only to be betrayed and brutally murdered. But death is not the end, since she comes back as a vengeful vampiric creature now hell-bent on retribution. BANSHEE, Demon Girl has a lot going for it. First, its combat utilizes a system known as the Dance of Death, which essentially synchronizes battle and music in real time. What that means is that all enemy attacks are somehow connected to certain beats of the soundtrack that will be accompanying your skirmishes, effectively allowing you to understand the attack patterns of your foes based on their personalized tune. Said music will also adapt to your own actions, making each bout a deeply cinematic experience. Second, being a demonic entity means that you will have to do your best to find the balance between your human and fiendish natures, whose results will also be reflected on your appearance as well as the way in which NPCs interact with you. Third, you will be allowed to approach conflict resolution in a variety of different ways, including stealth, which is highly encouraged, head-on attacks, utility of your demonic powers, as well as the art of seduction, given the fact that you are a highly trained geisha. Finally, the world you will get to traverse is a living, breathing thing dominated by a culture that's alien to you, and your actions toward the people you come across will determine whether the land will learn to accept you or dread your presence. There's something deeply disturbing and visceral about this game, and I mean that in the best of ways, since it has been quite some time since a trailer made me feel uncomfortable, meaning that this title has my attention. BANSHEE Demon Girl is expected to come out in early access sometime in September of 2025 and has been confirmed for PC. Following, we have Bad Boro. Prepare to experience the dystopian city of Badler Boro, a place full of gritty urban aesthetics inspired by cartoons of the early 2000s and beautifully rendered in the nostalgic visual style of that time. Bad Boro boasts a lore-rich world full of danger and hectic twin-stick combat as you take on legions of enemies, including brutal boss fights. Battle is largely focused on careful observation of enemy attacks before going in the offensive, and is quite dodge-reliant. Bad Boro's art style definitely makes it stand out from the crowd, but whether gameplay quality will match the visuals remains to be seen. Bad Boro has no release date as of yet, but has been confirmed for PC. Moving on, there's Graveless, a Souls-like game that could potentially be taking place within the same universe as the Dreadout series of horror games, though that is just speculation. Graveless takes place in the sprawling and enigmatic realm of immortality, a dimension littered by unspeakable horrors, and it's your job as an undead reaper to send them back to the grave. Graveless embraces the more arcadey side of fighting, so far having revealed 3 different playable characters in the form of a fast-paced female demon carrying a scythe, a heftier werewolf whose weapon of choice is the greatsword, and a childlike creature fighting with some form of hanging lantern, with the trailer suggesting that you can switch between them at will, though that remains to be confirmed. What's definite, however, are the massive bosses you'll get to fight, each one boasting imaginative and, for the most part, twisted designs, as well as various types of attacks that should make combat against them an interesting endeavor. Graveless has no release date as of yet, but has been confirmed for PC, PS5, as well as the Xbox Series X and Series S. Farther down the path we have Nonu. Step into the role of a young fighter who embarks on a quest to find and restore the power of Nonu, the god that used to reside over his isolated island before disappearing and leaving behind a plague of violence that has sent the small isle reeling. Nonu places immense weight on tactical combat that revolves around the acquisition of heat, the game's battle currency, which, once accumulated, allows you to unleash powerful attacks that devastate your foes, though do keep in mind that they can do the same to you. Said enemies are quite intelligent and tend to work in groups, making full use of their environment and weapons at their disposal in order to overwhelm and defeat you, and frequently complementing each other in terms of their capabilities. For example, by having 2 enemies against you, one of which is focused on defense while the other on offense. Of special note here is the game's presentation, with beautiful visuals fleshing out its brutal world, which hides a variety of secrets for you to uncover. Nonu has no release date as of yet, but has been confirmed for PC. Going onwards, there's Rise of Rebellion. On an island once reigned over by dragons, brandish the blade of a hero who must take up arms to protect his hometown from a legion of invaders. The basis for combat in Rise of Rebellion comes in the form of May, a kind of energy that permeates the earth, which can be utilized by individuals called Manus in order to unleash powerful offensive techniques. You are one such individual, and you will have to take a strategic approach to combat as you dodge, block, and retaliate against your foes while building up your energy in order to perform intense attacks, and also making sure you don't overdo it with the use of said energy, since its abuse can lead to you getting incapacitated. The game has a demo available as of the time of this video's release if you want to give it a go, though said demo hasn't been very well received. Rise of Rebellion is expected to come out sometime in spring of 2025 and has been confirmed for PC. Continuing our voyage, there's Duel Corp. Duel Corp is a Souls-like experience that aims to offer complete freedom to the player by allowing intense character class customization where you can pretty much mix and match everything in order to tailor gameplay to your own tastes. For example, do you want to play as a stealthy rogue who brandishes a great axe and shoots fireballs? Done. The game's world is vast, interconnected, and procedurally generated, making each excursion across it a unique experience. That being said, perhaps the most standout aspect of Duel Corp is its massively multiplayer online mentality. The game will feature a central hideout where you will be able to meet other players, and you will be allowed to go on cooperative outings with one other player, as well as participate in player versus player competitive combat. To that end, battle is deep and puts emphasis in proper placement and directional aiming, resulting in both hectic and tactical bouts where observation and swift reflexes are your allies. Duel Corp is expected to come out sometime during the second quarter of 2025 and has been confirmed for PC. Third from the end we have Rogue Blight, a fusion of the Soulslike and roguelite genres. The game takes place in a blight-infested world that's teeming with horrifying abominations, and you will have to fight your way through it in true Souls-like fashion. Every run will consist of 3 randomly generated maps, each one featuring unique backgrounds, enemies, and treasure, as well as the occasional merchant and blacksmith for you to acquire new weapons, armor, blessings, and upgrades from. Certain upgrades you'll unlock will be permanent, thus making each subsequent run less brutal. Combat is quite status effect heavy, meaning you will have to take advantage of a variety of status ailments in order to efficiently destroy your enemies, such as bleed, poison, burn, freeze, shock, and shatter, just to name a few. The game also features a good range of armaments such as swords, daggers, and wands, all of which are one-handed and can be mixed and matched for a unique combat experience. Rogue Blight is another game with a demo available as of the time of this video's release, so do check it out to see if it's for you. Rogue Blight is expected to come out sometime in 2025 and has been confirmed for PC.
Surrender to the Blight.
Nearing the finale, there's Sina. In a world suffering the echoes of a past war among gods and chaos beings, brandish the staff of Neve, a young warrior who embarks on a treacherous journey to find a cure for his sick mother while doing his best to navigate a realm full of eldritch abominations, infected surroundings, and demented cults. Sina utilizes an isometric perspective similar to action RPGs like Diablo, and features intense, fluid, and hefty combat where each hit carries weight. Fighting aside, exploration also has a place here, since Sina's world is filled with secret paths to uncover, some of which will lead to upgrades, while others to story fragments that will further flesh out the world's lore and inhabitants. I should mention that Sina has a playtest running as of the time of this video's release, to which you can request access via the game's Steam page. Sina has no release date as of yet, but has been confirmed for PC. Finally, we have the Relic, First Guardian. You are the last guardian of Arsiltis, a once prosperous land that was swallowed by the void following the destruction of a powerful relic, now nothing but a realm of death. What's interesting about the Relic First Guardian is that character progression does not rely on leveling up and allocating points to statistics, but is rather fully reliant on equipment, runes, and items which you can either find or craft, effectively allowing you to build up your style according to your preferred approach to combat. On that note, the game boasts 5 different types of weapon options, such as swords, great axes, and daggers, with each armament bringing its own set of skills to the table. The Relic First Guardian is expected to come out sometime in 2025 and has been confirmed for PC, PS5, as well as the Xbox Series X and Series S. What did you think of these games? Did you already know about them? Are you planning to try any of them out? Let me know in the comments below, and please subscribe if you enjoyed the video. As always, thank you so much for watching. On a last note, a kind reminder that if you enjoy my content and wish to support the channel, you can do so by donating to my Ko-fi page or my Patreon, the links for which you can find in the video description. Until next time, Soulsborne Seeker out!